U.S. Bank is proud to join Deluxe as a partner in Season 5 of the Small Business Revolution, bringing their passion for small business to Fredonia, New York. For more financial tips and resources, go to usbank.com/SBR.
It's so awesome to be part of this team. The energy, the fun, the excitement. I'm so stoked to be part of it.
It has been so fun this week to show Ty what is so incredible about Fredonia. This is such a special place. And so I would love to introduce you to Matt and Karen from Lena's Pizza. They're going to be featured in Season 5 of the Small Business Revolution. So Matt and Karen met here in high school when they were both working here.
Really?
Moved away,
Yeah.
came back and bought the pizza shop.
Awesome.
Hi, congratulations.
Thank you so much. How are you? I'm
Yeah. Good to meet you guys. Congratulations.
Karen.
Hi.
We're
Thank
super
you.
excited.
I'd love for you to show me how you do it.
We would.
And I'm talking about the pizza.
The first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna stretch the dough. You're gonna wanna pinch it on the sides.
Pinch and turn.
Are you already slinging? Seriously?
Slinging.
Now you wanna perforate the dough, and there's another roller there, Ty.
Like this?
Yours is looking really good.
Just hers.
There's a little not round.
So our next step.
All right.
We're going to do 2 scoops of sauce.
Like this?
Okay, you've done
Nice
this
and even.
before.
All right, are we ready for the cheese?
Yes. That's how much cheese I like. Do
That
you
is-
think they broke your pizza?
Look what you just did.
Can you do pizza to pizza transfer like that?
These are gigantic peppers.
All
Let's
right.
do it.
You can put mine a little ahead of yours.
It's so competitive.
On the count of 3, you should both name who you think is won.
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Ty.
Amanda.
That's unfortunate. I think I heard 2 Amandas.
Small towns across the country are fighting for their survival with the odds stacked against them. But what happens if we join that fight? If we dedicate a little money, a lot of experience, and thousands of hours of work into one town, focusing on the businesses at the heart of their Main Street? The revolution became a national movement with over 30,000 towns nominated for a $500,000 makeover and more than 1 million votes cast for the Season 5 winner.
Hello, Fredonia!
But what started as a revitalization for Fredonia, New York, became a desperate struggle for small businesses across the country. Amanda Brinkman and her team of marketing experts at Deluxe are rolling up their sleeves, doing what they do for millions of small businesses every day. And they're not alone. Renovation icon Ty Pennington will be working with the team to rehabilitate the town's buildings, while a whole cast of experts and partners help Fredonia's entrepreneurs face down a global economic crisis. Every episode, we'll be working with a new small business to see if we can change the odds. If in a moment unlike anything this team has ever seen, we can keep the revolution alive.
Some people will get out of high school and they move on to a job, a career, something that grabs them. For other people, you just don't have anything that grabbed you yet. I left in 2001 for college, moved down to Charlotte, North Carolina, and had landed right in my first job, getting into the big corporate world. As I was traveling week in and week out, we got pregnant with our first child. I remember looking at my wife and saying, you know, do you want to live in Charlotte or do you want to go back home to family? And she more than immediately said, let's go home. When we moved back and we knew we were starting a family, back in my mind, I continually had my eyes on this place. This shop means so much to me. I started working here right around when I was 19, 20 years old. Karen and I, we actually met at the pizzeria, and a no dating policy was enacted nearly immediately after.
Pat did that.
Working with Pat, the previous owner, he taught me so much, how to handle, things with business and just life in general. When you're working in corporate America, you can tend to become a number, and here you're a person.
Win, lose, or draw, at the age of 50, I was going to sell my business, and Matt was just driven because A, it was something he loved to do, but B, it was where he met Karen, It really meant something beyond just buying a business.
It was just a magnetic draw for me. I always thought, what a fun life it would be to continue on in running the pizzeria. When you buy the business, you think that you're just going to be making pizzas and subs and serving them, and customers walk away with a smile. When you actually have the ownership responsibility of the business, you realize that there's more time spent with the lights off when you're not serving the customer. My wife, she probably has one of the toughest roles. It's anything that we may need on a whim, whether it's a shortage on product, whether it's relaying some information from the marketing, which is handled by my sister-in-law 600 miles away. With all of the activities for the kids between cheer, dance, soccer, they're in and out all the time as well. Leaves us about one open night a week, and that's when we schedule any type of doctor's appointment in the afternoon, have to run out to the shops. So yeah, it leaves a pretty limited schedule at this point.
So I get a large pepperoni mushroom?
This last year we've seen, some tremendous growth, and when it gets really busy in here, it's like ping pong balls bouncing around 4 walls.
Every time I come in here, it's busy, but they know you by name. I'll call and they know, it's my voice.
We're supported by the local return customers. People that I see when I worked here in 1999 and 2000 are still coming back.
I've known Matt since he was a little boy. I know what kind of drive and energy Matt has, and pizzerias are very important in a college town, and when the word pizza comes out of your mouth, you're going to Lena's.
Got a large and 2 smalls on deck.
Fredonia had 2 pizzerias that closed down within the last year, so it's certainly been a spike in our business. But the infrastructure does start to break down when you just can't handle it from a processing standpoint. So it's common that delivery can take over an hour, and we're peaking towards an hour and a half, which to me it's not acceptable. The word is out with Small Business Revolution, and it's a little bit more attention than I've ever been used to. Is it stressful? Certainly. Is it going to be rewarding? Let's hope so.
As a new owner, Matt has spent his time making sure that Lena's doesn't change. But if he remains too faithful to how things worked before, he risks losing something the restaurant has always been known for: accurate, on-time orders. So we're bringing in JJ Haywood, CEO of a true Twin Cities staple. Pizza Luce isn't just one restaurant, it's 9 of them, but they're still regularly named Minnesota's favorite pizzeria. JJ has proven you can scale your business while still holding on to the pieces that make it feel special.
Hey, Matt.
Oh, it's great to see you again.
Yeah, JJ.
Nice to meet you. It's nice to meet you. Welcome to Lena's Pizza in Fredonia. I want to take you into our dining room area. We do get some active lunch customers Thursday, Friday, sometimes on Saturday. Majority of our orders come in from the phone, so this is kind of like the front of the house phone station. So as our worker that's making the pizza crosses it out, that means we know it's in the oven. Okay. After the guest comes in, we color it in the crayon. Order is done.
I want printers for you.
Yes.
Really badly.
Sounds good. So this is where we make our pizzas. And back here is the back of the house. This is where we prepare all of the fried foods. Sometimes back here we'll get backed up. The volume on our subs recently has just exploded from when I took the business over a year ago till now, which takes us to one of our other bottlenecks.
The tiny sandwich station.
Yeah, this is little. How many subs can you make at one time on this?
3 if you're amazingly spectacular at utilizing space. So it's very challenging. One of the other spots I want to show you in the shop is the outdoor area.
It would be perfect during the summer months. Put like picnic tables out there and have live music and.
Absolutely. Certainly very excited at what the lot offers in the future.
Yeah, it's great. All right, so give us a sense. How are you feeling about business right now?
Yeah, things are great right now. It's been pretty strong, but infrastructure-wise, it's been, that's our biggest challenge now. Where the pizzas come off the oven, you're bumping into the person that's making the subs while trying to box a pizza, while we'll have 3 customers come in on a Friday night. We used to be able to sustain the business with 1 delivery driver. Now we're going to look to have to add the second.
So that's an investment and you might not have the business. How do you raise the business if you don't yet have the infrastructure?
Right.
I think you have to be able to get pizzas out. Otherwise, you're going to create demand, and you're not going to be able to satisfy the demand.
That makes sense.
So when I look at this kitchen, it just seems like maybe it could be reorganized. Getting a POS in here is going to be a big thing for you. Like having ticket printers at each of your stations. will increase communication and provide better service to your staff.
Right. I'm not a visionary when it comes to that standpoint, so I certainly appreciate.
Well, this is the beauty of having somebody else come in with different eyes.
I had a question for you as far as online ordering goes.
Yeah.
Is that very heavily used in your pizzerias?
Huge.
Okay.
We're about 75% online ordering.
See, that's amazing. That sounds like a lot to me. Yeah.
Ours is integrated, so when the guest orders, tickets print out. We don't have to touch it.
Gotcha. We've looked at it. I don't know how to market it to attract that type of customer, but we know that we have capacity.
The website will be a great place to let people know that that's an option. So we'll want to build you a more robust website that has that menu, allows for the online ordering.
I can't wait to see it.
Let's talk about your menu a little bit. If there's too much on the menu, I call it like menu exhaustion. Like it's just like where do I even start? Let's have a smaller menu, which reaps benefits in terms of inventory, efficiency in the kitchen, and then also customer experience.
Yeah, it makes sense.
The other thing is there needs to be some hierarchy on this menu. So whatever the favorite pizza is, you want to think about where it is, how you talk about it. Let them know it's delicious or crispy or tasty.
I did think of another question. Do you offer various healthy options?
So almost from the beginning, we've had a vegan option.
And you've got a great salad menu at Pizza Luce. I have one go-to on that menu that I just love.
It's certainly something that we've looked into and we've shopped with our vendor.
I think it is where food is trending.
Absolutely.
Cleaner and healthier.
All of your instincts are right, and I love that a lot of these ideas have popped into your head, and now with some of these operational changes, you're going to be able to start fulfilling on them. It's going to be really exciting.
This is the year of execution. I can't wait.
The year of execution. I love it.
I'm so excited. Everything's kind of coming at me at one time. Talking to JJ, seeing how ambitious she is, it shows me that the sky's the limit, and we can continue to grow. And who knows? Maybe if the demand is there, that we'll pop up more locations.
It can be hard to have someone come in and kind of point out the things you could be doing differently, but he was just soaking it in, asking the right questions.
He has some desire to make changes, to make things better. I feel like I got lucky to work with such a great entrepreneur.
All right, so we had JJ come in and she looked at the kitchen, but what we really want to focus on is out here.
Well, I think what this needs is just cosmetic. I mean, honestly, I don't think you have any huge structural issues you need to change, but yeah, your floor definitely needs updating. I mean, the 50s is nice, but I think just like myself, it's a little outdated.
From the renovations to the marketing makeover, it's fun to build a brand that's so inherently casual. At the end of the day, pizza is comfort food, and any changes we bring to Lena's have to reflect that. But as we headed back to Minneapolis with some serious momentum, none of us had any idea just how critical things like comfort, consistency, and normalcy were about to be.
It's been different. I don't think anyone truly knows, how to handle what's going on. The pizzeria, we're very fortunate. It's been really busy. And we're allowing people to wait in their car until their order's ready, and then, we'll bring it out to their car. And, deliveries have ramped up, beyond anything we could ever expect. Having the luxury of being able to work with Deluxe is, you couldn't be in a more fortunate type position than what we're in right now.
The pandemic hit so differently from one business to the next. For many of the entrepreneurs we were working with, supply chain breakdowns and mandated closures spelled immediate crisis. As it happened, Lena's business model was built for COVID, but their online presence wasn't. And all of those solutions we'd planned to calmly implement over the next few weeks, well, Matt suddenly needed them yesterday. We started by gathering every business owner we were working with this season, going through the basics of pandemic strategy, from maintaining social media presence to updating customers on new COVID protocols. Anywhere where people might be trying to find you as a business, we want to make sure that those hours are updated. Within weeks, takeout was one of the 10 most common Google searches in Fredonia, so we needed to make sure that Lena's was showing up.
We went into your online listings and you were listed as a pizza restaurant, but there's a lot of search volume for sandwiches as well. So we added that category. So now you can compete with some of the other big sub shops in the area.
With the orders rolling in, Ty, JJ, and I reconvened in Minneapolis to figure out where Deluxe's renovation dollars would go and how Matt was going to meet the sudden surge in demand.
We definitely have room in the budget to continue with making over the space when you walk in a lot better looking, But because it really is just cosmetic, it's really just paint and maybe a new floor, that leaves plenty of money in the budget.
So I think we want to invest in that outdoor space. So I think adding picnic tables and rope lighting, I mean, when dining is able to come back, that will be the first kind of dining that's able to come back, that patio experience.
This moment where things are shifting to carryout really is a shining opportunity for pizzerias. But when your phone starts ringing off the hook and you are telling them it's a 2-hour delivery window, you're going to lose guests right away. So he really does need to get this part right.
We need to rebuild the website. We have to make sure that it's mobile friendly, that we have the option for online ordering.
The challenge of online ordering is there's no throttle to prevent 20 orders from coming in all at once versus when you only have one phone line. But by bringing technology to bear, he can understand what food moves and what the guests really want and make some decisions to just streamline that kitchen.
Even after the crisis passes, he'll be thought of as a brand and a company that really delivered during this crisis. This is the opportunity for him to really define it through branding. You know, what does it mean for Matt to own Lena's? For the Deluxe team, creating a brand for the Matt Swank era of Lena's meant starting from the ground up with the visuals, words, and textures that best capture the character of the pizzeria.
So I just want to share that final mood board with you one more time. So it's that artisanal, rustic feeling inspired by your chalkboard that you have in your space already. That was so beautifully done.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks very nice.
While we were building the brand, Matt was continuing to build his business. And the COVID takeout boom brought us and him some unexpected news.
Yeah, I can't believe how quick it went. We were actually able to find a second building down in the Dunkirk area. Small Business Revolution team even took a look at that space so we can synchronize everything.
So JJ, how does he think about his time in splitting it now between 2 locations?
You're not going to be able to spend very much time at that home store, and so making sure somebody else knows how to operate everything is going to be critical.
It was exciting, but the nature of the work had definitely changed. We weren't just trying to bring customers to one restaurant. We were marketing a burgeoning franchise. All right, so let's talk through a few of the things that we need to consider in opening a second location.
We really want to focus on local searches from mobile devices because everyone is looking for food on their phones. 76% of people who conduct a local food search actually visit the place that they search for within a day. So when people do a search for Lena's, we want Google to point them toward whichever location is closest. One of the ways to do that is building a mobile-friendly contact page into the site where both addresses are easy to find.
And then we'll be able to set up second location for Dunkirk on Google, Yelp, TripAdvisor, all those same directories we did for the Fredonia location.
So this is a current logo. It's got a little bit of a military nod, but this is really a great opportunity for you to put your own stamp on the business. So we have a couple options for you to choose from. We really want to communicate an artisanal feel. A few of the options have established in 1995 in them. We think paying a nod to the history is great. What do you think?
Wow, they all look great. The second one, I do like the from scratch daily, but I think big and bold is what describes Lena's the best, and that 4th logo just jumps right out at you.
That's our favorite too.
We love that one too.
Your new logo is going to look great on this building.
Oh, I can't wait to see what it looks like.
So with the new location, I think is a great opportunity for us to take a look at that menu.
The biggest thing maybe trying to reorganize them and maybe add some color to the menu, kind of bring in some of the branding that the whole team has worked on.
Matt, you've added gourmet salads too. That would be a great thing to also include visually on the menu.
And we can include some of the imagery on the menu itself.
Matt, you've shared with us that you are actually almost double the sales of what you were last year. Do you feel like you've now outgrown the paper, the pens, the markers?
Yeah, it's definitely been pushed to its limits.
So a lot that would normally be scribbled down on the notebook, the Clover system could accommodate with precision. We actually are partnering with Clover, offering some merchant services. So if you're open to it, the next step would be to set you up with a training call.
Absolutely, yeah. I think we're definitely ready.
Out with the old and in with the new. Matt was ready. And learning the new systems proved a welcome endeavor for the Lena's team. So Deluxe helps thousands of small businesses with merchant services like Clover, and it's one of the absolute best ways to simplify your online ordering.
I'm gonna go ahead and start sharing my screen. We're gonna open up register. That's where we're gonna take our orders and take all of our payments. If we open up these 3 dots, we have the ability to add service charge.
So that's we could put like our delivery charge in that line?
Yeah, exactly. So just to...
While we were getting Matt caught up on the takeout present, Ty was keeping his eyes on the dine-in future, whenever that returned.
Now with Lena's, you've got floor from the 50s, you got booths from the 70s. So it's really a bad mix of golden hits of every era. Let's rip up the old flooring, and here's what I was thinking is we go with something dark and durable. It not only hides dirt, but it's easy to clean. And I was thinking color-wise for the walls, maybe a dark gray to give it a little bit of a mood, you know?
Yeah, and we're looking at metal furniture, which I think will really jive with all these colors you're talking about.
If you're gonna have a successful restaurant, you need to make the environment that people are walking into as appetizing as the food you're serving.
With Ty focused on front of house vibe, JJ and Matt are thinking about back of house operations, using one of Pizza Luce's 9 restaurants as a model of efficiency.
One thing I wanted to show you was where our orders come in. We actually have a 4 phone bank here with computers, POSs. Then over here is our pizza make line using the shelf space above. We do use 2 kinds of colors of tickets, one for dine-in, and right now that would be curbside, and one for delivery. This is the area that we call Expo. No, they keep the boxes in order, so they're just reaching, pulling it down, taking the food out box and cutting, and getting it out of here. We've made a lot of changes inside the kitchen during COVID just to speed things up and make it more efficient. A restaurant kitchen is small. And so our biggest challenge has been spreading the workers.
The biggest challenge that we've seen is we're having to staff differently. The orders are extending later into the night. Completely has changed how we're doing our prep work.
It's a nice problem to have, though. It's a good time to be in pizza.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Sales continue to hum right along through summer, but a strong quarter is not the time to take your eye off the finances. Rapid growth can kill your margin, and a second location is always a risk. So we brought in financial expert Morris Jackson from US Bank to help Matt build a plan for the Lena's franchise. With the second location, it's a large dining room, right?
Yeah, I think we'll operate at partial capacity, but that's the part that keeps me up at night. And the big draw was the fact that we could get 40 to 50 guests inside. And, you know, what are we going to do if we can't fill the seats inside?
Have you already set out goals in a business plan model to help decide how much revenue will be generated from the 50% capacity compared to curbside, compared to delivery? Have you already priced those out?
Yeah, in a way. It got folded up and thrown out the window when we're not able to seat people.
Okay, so you have some time to work out that business plan and that model. Hopefully things will change and you can get back to 100% capacity. But if not, at least you have a model built to make sure that business can stand on its own, where it's not taking that profits from your existing business today.
Boris, I do have a question as it relates to 2 locations. You know, sometimes I can overlap some of those overhead costs. Yeah. I'm curious your insight on the importance of keeping that separate.
No, absolutely. I would say avoid trying to make it easy. Because by commingling both locations together, you can easily get caught up where the first location is paying for the second. And you want to truly see what's driving success or what's driving your losses from the second location. Keep a very close eye on your profit margins so then that way you can make certain that the product that you are producing is actually producing you some revenue and profits for your business as well. And then lastly, set some key performance indicators for your new business. Have some mile markers, right? So what's a 30-day goal, 60-day goal, 90-day goal? And that way you can see if the business is progressing the way you would expect it to.
Yeah, that's something we hadn't thought about yet, but that makes great sense to have those KPIs in there. I'm gonna have to think about that.
Good deal.
So much of this year was about pulling businesses back from the brink. It had been a breath of fresh air throughout the summer to be helping Lena's grow. While our plans of traveling back to Fredonia were ultimately dashed, we were still looking forward to the final hurrah, presenting Matt with a fully realized brand and getting to see the new and improved Lena's Pizza and Subs. All right, so Matt has graciously taken a video of the transformations so that we can watch it and see what a big difference it's made within the space.
Welcome to the new Lena's Pizza. The first thing that we got is brand new tables, brand new chairs. It opens up our space much more, and we're able to seat a handful more guests. We redid the flooring, we redid the stairs, the paint, and the logo on the wall. We're very excited to update our age-old notebook to the new Clover device system. We also have the most inviting subunit that every person on staff absolutely could not wait to have. It's twice the amount of space in order to handle our sub business.
I wasn't sure if any businesses were going to succeed in this crazy pandemic, and already we've got one that's really doing gangbusters. That's really great news.
So the outdoor area, we've added brand new picnic tables and cornhole game for our guests, and soon to be adding rope lighting and some umbrellas to those tables just to continue to accent that area out there. And lastly, we also got a brand new sign out front. First thing that our guests see as they drive up, they can see that new logo popping from 100 feet away on the way in. They know they're at the right spot.
Oh my gosh, it looks incredible. It looks so different, much more modern.
That paint job did wonders, and the dark floor makes it look bigger.
Absolutely, yeah. You know, it actually, the spacing has been one of the biggest compliments that when people walk in, they can't believe how much more room it feels like they have around them. It's excited our customer base as well.
Speaking of exciting, today I get to share with you your new website. So, are you ready?
I am. Oh, wow. That looks amazing, except for that guy standing in the picture.
No, that's real. See, one of the other things that your current site was missing was photography of the actual space. And it's such a beautiful way to really illustrate that this is a small business owned by a person and to see the actual owner.
It does look amazing.
And to have a really clear site where the guests just know where to go is important.
The other thing we really want to make sure that we're doing is pointing out the fact that there are 2 locations. We want to be very clear about that to the customer. And then we also wanted to make sure that we're linking through to the ability to order online from you directly from your Google listing.
This stuff is so important, and as a delivery and a pickup restaurant, you want to show up in the top. These switches will really drive you up the rankings, and you'll see a business impact from that.
We also have 2 buttons for delivery and pickup right here on the site. And that system is connected to your point of sale system, so it's all digitized by notebook.
You should put it in a shadow box.
There's so many people that are looking forward to the new wave of technology to come through.
Okay, so the menu page. We want to make sure that we're listing every item from your menu on the site so that you're being returned when people are searching for specific categories.
I don't know if you guys left a stone unturned.
All right, now our favorite page of any website is the About. The big advantage of being a small business is that you have a story behind the business. And so we really want to bring that together and show that Pizza Crew has been together for a long time.
That brings back a lot of memories. You know, when I started working at Lena's, it was my favorite job. To go back and live the dream, you know, not everybody gets to do that. It's unbelievably exciting, and you know, now everyone's going to know my story.
It's crazy in this turbulent time to be optimistic, but with him as a pizzeria operator, getting these types of refresh and lift of technology, it just couldn't come at a better time.
Okay, so under your table, there is a box full of swag.
Oh, wow.
We love this new logo, so we want to make sure that your employees are wearing your logo, that we have it on the t-shirts, on the aprons.
They look fantastic. The pizza cutter is something that I never, ever would have thought of. It's just that's an unbelievable idea.
Truly good swag has a way of sticking around in utility drawers and on countertops, giving that little nudge on nights when nobody can think of what to do for dinner. And the more specific those goodies are to the business, the stronger the reminder. All right, so we love your jumbo wings, right? So we have branded these sand pails for you. It's a great kind of leave behind for the customer, so another branded item that they will keep around their home.
Wow, I've never seen this used before, and I'm super excited to try this out. Holy cow, there's 10 years of work that just got handed to me in the last 5 minutes. All of the hard work the Deluxe team put forward, and when I saw it, I mean, it just complete shock. Bundle of emotion all wrapped into one, but full steam ahead.
We want to make sure that we are branding your delivery vehicles, but not everyone wants to get their car wrapped. So a great solution for that is actual car magnets.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Now I would like for you to look at the menu. Your previous menu was a little bit harder to navigate because everything was kind of the same size. And so by having a highly designed specific menu that feels ownable, has your branding on it, it's just a great opportunity to communicate how professional you are as a business.
Yeah, the menu looks fantastic. We'll enjoy handing these out versus the old encyclopedia.
All right, we have one more thing. We have a little video that we want to show you, but there's someone that we want to bring in on your side to watch this video with you.
Patrick!
We're so inspired by your relationship, and it's so touching to see how not only are you so supportive of Matt, but you're actually still so involved in the business. And we wanted to do something to really pay tribute to not only you, Pat, as a founder, but the special relationship that the two of you have.
1, 2, 3.
No way. That's awesome.
I love it. That's fantastic. That's all right. Now I get to pull up front and see and get reminded every day that somebody was interested in something you did and took it to the next level, and it's an amazing feeling. You know, it makes it all worth it in the end.
At times, 2020 has felt a little like that Bob Dylan song, "Everything is Broken." And more than once, we had to talk Matt out of a kind of small business survivor's guilt. But here's the thing. Lena spent the summer hiring people when the rest of the world was cutting jobs faster than we've ever seen. And Matt's a good boss. That's the main reason he bought the business, to be the calm, fair-minded mentor that Pat was to him. After the year we've all lived through, there's no denying that a lot is broken, but not everything. And that's worth remembering. You don't have to win the small business revolution to get the marketing makeover that will take your business to the next level. To find out how Deluxe can help your small business, go to deluxe.com/revolution.
Salesforce is committed to helping small businesses tackle big challenges, and we're honored to join Deluxe in the small business revolution, working alongside the entrepreneurs of Fredonia, New York, to help one town get through these extraordinary times. Visit salesforce.com/smallbusiness to learn more.
Om is a gluten-free bakery and cafe providing unique food options to those who need them most.
You walk in here and you always feel welcome.
But will the challenge of sourcing high-quality but scarce ingredients force Jessamine's business to fall flat?
One of the impacts of COVID was that Jess's supply chain was cut off.
Can the Small Business Revolution team provide Om the lift it needs to rise above?
We're way behind, right?
This one is going to come down to the wire.
Now streaming on Hulu, Prime Video, and smallbusinessrevolution.org.